Hey guys, welcome to Potato Reads Reddit. I'm Potato, and today we have an OP who struggles with loosening the reins with her adult daughter when it comes to driving at night. Okay guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and that notification bell too if you feel like it. It really does help out the channel. Also, leave us a comment down below once you finish listening to all the stories. I'd love to hear what you think about them. It always makes me feel happy when I see interactions with the channel. So leave us a comment and we will see if we can respond to as many of them as we possibly can. Okay guys, let's get into it. And our first story today is from a throwaway account. Am I the asshole for not letting my daughter drive alone at night, which led to her not talking to me? My daughter is 21 female and lives in another city for university. She's here for the holidays for 2 weeks, and since all her friends are still at their universities, she has no one to hang out with, but she's not bothered by that since she wanted to spend time with her family, aka us. Now, problem is, all of us are sick. Not COVID, just flu. We got tested. And so, we still stay in our rooms, but 2 days ago we went to a family friend's wedding, which is out of the city, and daughter didn't join. But other than that, we've been home. Daughter has been bored this entire week, saying she's watched over 50 episodes of her favorite show, and she's tired and wants to do something else with us. I try to spend time with her by sitting an hour or two with her, but that's it because I really can't do anything else. I'm just tired. However, tonight, daughter came to me and said she wanted to drive to the store and get some snacks so she could watch a movie, and asked if I could come with her. The store is 5 minutes away, but I wasn't up to it, so I said no, ask your brother. Her brother is perfectly fine, no flu. A while later, she came back saying he said no, and asked if she could drive by herself since it's so close and shouldn't be a big deal since she has a license and it's only 6:30 p.m. I still said no, after which she got angry and said it's not fair that we don't spend any time with her and she's been trapped at home because we're sick and that it must not even be that serious since we attended a wedding that's outside our city and yet I won't go to the store that's 5 minutes away. I asked her to go to her room and calm down, but she hasn't talked to me since. So Reddit, am I the asshole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I didn't let my daughter drive alone, even though she's an adult and a licensed driver, which might make me the asshole. Yeah, OP. Sorry. You have the right to say yes or no to whatever you want to in regards to your property, right? Like, you don't have to loan out your car, and you can refuse to loan out your vehicle for any reason. That being said, if you were willing to let her drive with you or with her brother, there's no reason why she couldn't do this drive alone. It's a 5-minute drive. By the time I was 18, I was driving from Nova Scotia to Ontario by myself. I had my own vehicle and I was driving that distance by myself. It was about a 23-hour drive. I took breaks, stayed in hotels and stuff, just because I wasn't a super experienced driver, but all the same, what is it about your daughter that you don't trust her to make this short 5-minute drive, 10 minutes round trip at 6:30 at night? I don't know. I feel you're the asshole in this. I do. I have a strong you're the asshole feeling to this. So I'm going to go with my gut and say you're the asshole because there really isn't any reason why you wouldn't. That is, helicopter parent level, overprotective. So, sorry OP, but I'm going to go with you're the asshole. Why don't you guys let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we will move to the comments from the post. Nemic222 says, you're the asshole. Your daughter is an adult. Why are you treating her like a 16-year-old? And sending her to her room? Also, you have the flu when you go to a wedding and expose everyone there? That's a huge asshole move. Caribbean Rum Cake says, her daughter explained exactly why she's the asshole. Won't go to the store but went to a wedding, shaking my head. Miss Frothing Slosh says, OP, I'm worried my daughter might get in trouble driving 5 minutes from home to a store at 6:30 p.m. to get a snack, whilst sober. You've got a 21-year-old daughter that chooses to be sober at college. You instead decide to get on her stuff for what? For nothing but the sake of flexing your own ability to make rules and exercise power as a parent? Absolutely the fastest way to get your child to realize your rules are utter BS. OP, your daughter has more of a chance of being taken advantage of. I hate to fearmonger, but by that age, it had happened to me and 5 of my close friends. And here you are upset she pointed out what a darn hypocrite you are? You're the asshole. Interesting C7815 says, good grief, yes, you're the asshole. Why won't you let your daughter drive alone at night? She's 21 for crying out loud, not 16. She is capable of living a whole life away from you for university, but when she's back in your house she has to abide by your ridiculous rules because you refuse to realize she's an adult? Also, she has a point about the wedding. You're the asshole for going to a wedding while sick in the first place. You're the asshole for claiming to be too sick to spend time with your daughter. And you're the asshole for not realizing how lucky you are that she still wants to spend time with you. Bella Vimes responds to that saying, even at 16, wanting to drive to a shop 5 minutes away for snacks at 6:30 p.m. seems perfectly reasonable. And at 21, when the daughter already lives on her own away at university, this parent needs to cut the cord, darn. Also, stop leaving the house when you're sick, people. I don't care if it's not COVID. It's still the flu, and you are spreading it when you choose to travel to a wedding. You're rude as hell, OP, to your daughter and the general population. Y Staple says, you're the asshole, so you have energy to go to the wedding, but no energy to spend time with your daughter or drive her 5 minutes to the store? And why she cannot go to the store alone? Direct Plum 3558 says, Mom thinks it's too dangerous, and I looked through the comments. I can't figure out whether that one is in reference to something OP said and I can't find, or if this user is just, saying that it's probably the mother, but moving on. Walnut with Teeth says, you're the asshole. You won't let your adult daughter drive by yourself at 6:30 p.m. You'll travel to a wedding while having flu, but won't spend any time with your daughter while she's in your house. When she brings both of these things up, you send her to her room like she's 10 years old. And you wonder why she's not talking to you? Can you honestly not see how much of an asshole you are being? And OP has provided us with an update in the form of a couple of edits, so I'm going to read them now. Edit 1. I don't want her to go alone at night as I'm a little scared. I don't want her to get into danger. Edit 2. Okay, I get it, I'm the asshole. To answer some other common questions. No, my daughter doesn't do drugs or alcohol. She hates addiction because her father is an alcoholic, so she's never under the influence. I don't know if she drives alone at night while in university because we've never talked about that, but I now know that she probably does. She doesn't have any restrictions on herself in the other city, but we made sure that she knew that while she's here, she will respect our rules, which she does, although she's usually a bit whiny about them. I'll apologize to her and let her know she can go. Thank you all for your judgment. I'll try my best not to be a helicopter parent anymore. Too long didn't read, I didn't let my daughter drive alone, so she's not talking to me. Okay, OP, I'm not even gonna lie. From the way you wrote your original post, I did not think you were the mom, I thought you were the dad. There is just something extremely protectively fathering about the way you presented everything. I know I'm probably going to get torn apart because that might be sexist or whatever, but that when I was reading it, that's how I perceived it. There was even a comment that said, because mommy said it's too dangerous, and I was like, oh, maybe it was the mom that was like, no, it turns out that this was written by the mom, so it actually might make things a little worse for me, maybe from my own personal experience, but, that is a ludicrous amount of smothering that you're doing there, OP, and this my house, my rules thing. Real good way to get your daughter to stop coming to visit you. I can't imagine at 21. Well, at 21 I took off. OP, at 21 I left, and I've traveled and I've done some stuff, and I don't like getting too much into my own personal history. But, as soon as I was able, I took off. So this is a really, really good way to ostracize and estrange your daughter if you keep it up. So I am going to urge you, OP, stop doing this. Stop this my house, my rules nonsense. It's okay to have house rules for guests within reasons. Things like, we go to bed at X hour. We would like you to be at least in the house before X hours so that we don't have to get up and unlock doors and hear you rustling with your boots and trying to get them off through the door and whatnot, and no bringing strangers into our home. These things are reasonable. These sort of unreasonable, you're my kid, so my house, my rules kind of mentality, it's a real good way to ostracize your kids real fast. So OP, I urge you to, stop the smothering, stop the helicopter parenting, and try your best to see your daughter as an adult child instead of the 10-year-old you so obviously wish she still was. Alright, so that's it for that story, and we're going to move on to the next one. And this story was posted by Moonrai Live. Am I the asshole for cussing at a lady at the park? Worded that way, probably. Oh jeez, and he's only 14. Alright, here we go. I, 14 male, recently took my sister, 4 female, to a park close to my house. She was pretty excited to go because her dad bought her a bicycle and she wanted to try it out. When we arrived, there was a lady with her 2 sons and a daughter. I made eye contact with the lady and just smiled and waved at her to be nice. After 15 minutes or so, my sister was playing on the swings because she got scared and didn't want to ride the bicycle anymore. I looked away for a second to say hello to my uncle since he lives close to us and he was passing by, and when I turned my head around to check on my sister, I saw she was crying and the lady's sons were using my sister's bike. I approached the kids and politely asked them to please leave the bike alone and use theirs. The 3 kids had brought their own bikes. They ignored me and continued to play with the bike. I decided to go up to the lady and ask her if she could talk to her sons. She responded with, "My kids are having fun and yours isn't using the bike, so I don't see the problem." I then responded with, "I'm aware that she isn't using it, but it's her bike and your kids have their own bike, so I don't see a reason for them to use hers." She then started to go on about how I have no reason to talk to her like that if I was going around getting girls pregnant, insinuating that my sister was my daughter. At this point I was angry and didn't want to deal with this lady, so I angrily said, "Lady, she's my sister, and I believe I have the right to talk considering I'm not being a little jerk, so I'm going to ask again. Are you going to tell your little rats to get off my sister's bike or not?" She then got up and told her kids to get in the car. Later when I got home, I told my mom about it, thinking she would see it as a funny story. Boy, was I wrong. She started going on about how I was so rude to that lady, and that I need to learn to respect my elders. Am I the asshole? Alright, so I don't know what happened here, but as you can see, the mods decided to post a be civil, which usually means that things got pretty rowdy in the comments, so I guess we'll take a look at what went on there in a minute. I'm guessing a lot of stuff was deleted. I'll take a peek through. But you know what? I went into this thinking, you're a 14-year-old cussing and thinking that you were going to be the asshole. But you know what? You stood up for your sister, your 4-year-old sister. I'm down with that. Alright, so I'm going to go with a straight up not the asshole. I hope that if I ever have kids, and especially with that big of an age gap, and my son decides to help out and, is looking after my daughter, and the daughter is accosted and made to cry, and this whole situation happens, I'd hope that my son would be a good enough human being to defend his sister just like you did. So, not the asshole, OP. I'm proud of you. Even if your mother isn't, I'm proud of you. Alright, that's good on you. Good for standing up for your sister. Family, that's important. Okay? So, not the asshole. Alright, we're going to move on to some of the comments from the post. Unseen Owl says, "Not the asshole at all, and your mother is wrong, and you can go ahead and tell her that some old man on the internet told you so too. That should settle it for her. I totally disagree with everyone who said it was partly your fault. I think you handled it splendidly. You were perfectly polite and reasonable, and when you first approached Crazy Lady, and the first time she was rude to you, you were again polite and reasonable. When she started yapping at you about being your sister's baby daddy, she crossed the line, and you were well within your rights and within reasonable boundaries to let her have it. Why are you supposed to still be respectful to her? Screw her. She didn't earn any respect. Good for you. If you were my son and you came home and told me that story, I'd have loaded you into the car and taken you to your favorite fast food place to pig out." OP responded to that by saying, "This comment absolutely made my week. Thank you, random guy on the internet." Silver and Cat says, I'm an old woman. Tell your mother that she needs to show some respect towards me and buy you ice cream, because you're my fave person of the week. OP responds to that saying, as a person with both daddy issues and mommy issues, thank you for this comment. Mostly Lurking 77 says, not the asshole. I get your mom having an impulsive reaction to fuss because you talk back to another mom on the playground, and she's thinking like you're a kid on the playground and not a fellow caregiver with that mom. If your mom thought through it before she reacted, if she tried to imagine what she would have done, she probably wouldn't have fussed at you. If I was your mom trying to imagine what I would have done in your shoes, I would have called those kids' mom a sick freak for assuming anybody fathered a child at age 10. But then maybe those are her grandkids, not her kids, and that's why she won't discipline them. And I would have realized that your reply was milder than mine would have been, and all I would have said was to please not cuss on the playground, says another elder. Dirty Rat 30 says, not the asshole. I, 30 male, say you did a pretty good job standing up for your little sister. If that was my little sister, 13 female, I would stand up for her too. Your mom needs to understand what happened. I admit that swearing you said was a tiny bit harsh, but it could have been worse. Still, great job, big brother. Alright, that's it for that story and the comments. Why don't you let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and we'll move on to the next one, which was posted by Aggravating Yam 399. Am I the asshole for uninviting my fiancé's brother's new girlfriend from the wedding after she caused a scene? So, it's only 2 weeks before the wedding, and my fiancé's brother's, let's call him John, male 21, new girlfriend, let's call her Betty, female 18, caused a lot of drama at the bridal shower this past weekend. This has been an ongoing problem since they started dating. They got a promise ring shortly after dating, which I have no problem with at all, but at the bridal shower she used it to brag a lot and kept making comments such as calling my fiancé's mom her mother-in-law, and she said to me I'd soon be part of the family as though she is already married to John. She also spread a rumor about one of the nicest ladies at the bridal shower saying she had flirted with Betty's father, which was merely impossible as she is married and is one of the most kind-hearted people I know, and has never met Betty. A lot more went down after Betty was extremely rude to my maid of honor. I had to go up to her and ask her to stop being rude to my guests, and to please stop gossiping. Shortly thereafter, a lady at their table came up to me and asked to sit with me as she couldn't stand the bad-mouthing by Betty at the table. My maid of honor then took it upon herself to uninvite Betty as she caused a lot of problems and generally just took away from one of the special moments in my life. After she sent her a message, Betty simply ignored it. My maid of honor then told me about this, and I decided that she was right, as it is her duty to make the wedding run smoothly, and as this has happened so many times before. My fiancé's father thinks I'm tearing the family apart for uninviting her, even after I said that John was still to come as a groomsman and as my fiancé's brother. My fiancé's dad and brother have decided that if Betty is not invited, they would not attend either. I left out a lot of her actions as I did not want to elaborate on everything. I'm honestly stuck as to what to do. My fiancé feels that if his family chooses John's new girlfriend over his wedding, then they don't care about him enough. It hurts to be in this situation. We want our wedding to run smoothly and drama-free, and Betty might not make this possible. So am I the asshole for uninviting Betty? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. 1. I uninvited my fiancé's brother's new girlfriend from the wedding. 2. My soon-to-be father-in-law thinks I'm ruining the family for not letting her be part of our wedding day. Oh, OP. Ugh. That is an interesting family you're deciding to move into there. Marry into there. Don't know what went wrong with my brain there, but marry into. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give you an asshole vote one way or the other because I don't think that's what this is. Am I the asshole might be the wrong subreddit for you to be posting this in, but here's what I'm going to say. As soon as she ignored your maid of honor, you should have handed that directly over to your fiancé, and he should have dealt with that. That's his family, and they're causing you problems, and it's his responsibility to deal with that. You, as soon as you're married, you are his priority, and he is your priority. And when something like this happens, he needs to back you, and it's a fight that you really can't fight. There's no winning in this for you if you're the one who fights this battle. So your fiancé needs to go and stand up to his brother and stand up to his father and say, look, I'm starting a new family. You guys are welcome to be a part of it as long as you are respectful of our new family. And what's happening here is Betty is not being respectful of your new family. So, yeah, no, you are 100% in the right, but I'm not going to give an asshole vote because, I'm not going to give an asshole vote because this is more of a relationship advice situation. So you need to hand this off to your fiancé, and your fiancé needs to deal with this nonsense because this is his responsibility. He needs to have your back. All right, OP? So, no vote for me. Let me know what you guys all think down in the comments below, and we will move on to the comments from the post. Salka the Casual says, not the asshole, and your fiancé is right. If they choose her over the wedding, they're not important enough to attend the wedding anyway. They clearly don't care about you or your feelings. Uninvite the troublemaker and move on instead of having a messed up wedding. OP responds to that saying, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Dadbot says, not the asshole. She caused a bunch of stuff, so she got uninvited. The lesson is to not cause stuff. Your maid of honor stepped up and did her job and took care of this for you, so that you don't need to worry about. So back her up. This is one of the main reasons you made her maid of honor, and any questions about it can go through her, and there's not a scenario where you would have to be a part of these conversations, because you have someone to handle them for you. Let the maid of honor know that you support her completely and the discussion is closed, and then refer any questions about it to her, with her instructions being to tell whomever to just freak off about it and move on. You have a wedding to plan, and there's not enough time in the schedule for this drama queen's problems to be dealt with, since she's already dealt with. OP responds to that saying, I love this so much, I couldn't agree more. Ms. Fit 0416 says, this is a tough one. If you don't invite Betty, some of your fiancé's family may not come, but if you do, it's sure to be a drama-filled day. It all depends on how you want the day to go. She sounds like trouble, and I'm sure alcohol will be involved, which will make things worse. If the family won't come because Betty's uninvited, tell them you're sorry and you'll miss them on your big day. Why take a risk that the trash will ruin your day, not the asshole? So OP has provided us with an edit and a little update, so we're going to read those now. Edit. Some side notes. My family is paying for the entire wedding. Betty is going overseas for a year without John, and for this reason wasn't invited to the wedding, but then invited herself after she failed to hand in her paperwork on time. My fiancé and I discussed it before making the decision together to uninvite her. He agreed to not have her at the wedding, even at the cost of his brother not coming. Update. After day one, father-in-law swore at my fiancé and yelled at him as if he is a child that must obey his father in everything he does. After my fiancé said he is not willing to change his mind, father-in-law showed up at my fiancé's work and said that he will be attending the wedding with brother-in-law, but they are extremely upset. He was extremely manipulative, and I still do not understand why father-in-law is reacting so harshly. Alright guys, that's all the stories we have for today. Why don't you let me know what you thought about the stories and the channel and the videos and everything down in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe as well, and that notification bell too. It really does help out the channel. I truly want to thank you guys for spending, 20 minutes to a half an hour with us on the daily. It astonishes me every time I see likes coming in and new subscribers. It makes me so happy. Let us know what we're doing right, let us know what we're doing wrong, and let us know what we can fix. Okay, guys? Alright. Thank you for spending your time with me today, and you have a good one. Bye!